Today we are going to re-simulate the Attitude Era for 5 years and see what happens in Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. Now, it's my first ever TEW video. I've teased it before in the past. You guys said you wanted to see it. Now, I'm not going to start a save yet. I kind of want to introduce people who are a little bit on the fence about what the game is like before we go really in depth into it, because it is a very complicated, it's very much like Football Manager for wrestling type of game. I thought first off we'd do a little experiment so you can kind of get the gist of it. So I've downloaded a database which will start on the first week of January in 1997, when obviously the Attitude Era was about to really kick off. Let's go into it. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to make myself, because obviously you can see everybody's here, I made myself somebody who's unemployed, and I've checked this already, and Dutch Mantel is unemployed. So what I am going to do is play as this character, but I'm going to keep myself as unemployed. Now, I'll show you quickly here. You can see up here, ranked 27th in the world of this country. WCW is still ranked 2nd behind WWF, but they have £25 million in the bank. Like they mentioned in that little introduction, they got WWF on the ropes. They got Ted Turner. They've got a lot of money. Bischoff's there as the booker. World Wrestling Federation is large. They're first in the world, ranked, but they only have 2.5 million. So a lot less money. They've got figureheads in Shawn Michaels, who's a major star, as is Bret Hart, Sid, Taker, and Stone Cold Steve Austin has just burst on the scene. This is pretty much based right after Stone Cold turns into Stone Cold. He hasn't really been named that yet, but he has done the King of the Ring promo. So that's what we're going to do. You can actually play as an owner, play as a booker, and everything of any single company whatsoever. This game's amazing. But that's not what we're going to do today. We're going to start off as unemployed as Dutch Mantel, and it'll take you to this screen. And what I like about this is if we take a look, annual awards, for instance, we can see the Wrestler of the Year every single year. Every time we simulate a year, we're going to check who wins Wrestler of the Year, who is the Tag Team Wrestler of the Year. We're going to go through all of this. Company of the Year, of course, is probably going, I would dare say, it's probably going to be WCW. No, New Japan. Wow. All right, okay. Does surprise me. Maybe it's the wrestling journalist. It's Dave Meltzer. It's Dave Meltzer. He's not going to give it to any one of ours, is he? Well, that we're looking at anyway. So, yeah, that's what we're basically going to do today. We've got the Power 500. This tells you who is ranked number 1 in the world. At the minute, it is Shawn Michaels. What else is there to look at? We've got the Company Wars, which tells you WWF is number 1 in the world. And what we can actually do is go through WWF's roster, should we wish to do so, and have a look at all of their stars, etc., etc. This game is absolutely fantastic. You can see, obviously, the roster up here. There's Bret the Hitman Hart. It gives you all of, like, their everything that you want to have a look at, all the way down to whether he's good on commentary, for instance. This game's amazing. It really, really is. So, that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to simulate a full year, and we're going to see how we do. Okay, 1 year on. We are on the week number 1 of January 1998 now. Scott Hall has his first ever title win. It was World Heavyweight title win. So, as you can see there, he has won that recently at Starrcade 1997. We'll take a look at Starrcade. We'll take a look at Wrestlemania, of course. But what I really want to check to begin with is Wrestler of the Year, Sid Vicious. I bet none of you guessed that. I bet none of you thought, I reckon the first Wrestler of the Year is going to be Sid in 1997, obviously, into 1998. Company of the Year is WWF, so obviously they have started to turn things around after WCW was far superior in the year prior. Team of the Year, Owen Hart and the British Bulldog. I love that. I absolutely love that. So that's fantastic. They had superb performances that has landed them with the trophy. The match of the year. This is amazing. It's a Survivor Series bout where Bret Hart defeated Owen Hart. I'm impressed. I love that they're actually doing that as a rivalry going forward. So I'm really, really happy with that. The show of the year has gone to WWF WrestleMania 13. So that's good. Young Wrestler of the Year, Alex Wright. So this is one of the first ones that hasn't been won by WWF wrestler or WWF at all. So Alex Wright of WCW, he has won that Young Wrestler of the Year. The veteran is now Ric Flair as well, so they've bagged another one back. Female Wrestler of the Year, I thought it would be somebody from one of the Japanese companies, because obviously WWF, WCW, they don't really have a lot of women's wrestlers, especially in this era. They're more like valets, I guess. Most Improved Company of the Year is CWA in Texas. Independent Wrestler of the Year is Raven. So, I mean, we can see here Raven is currently employed by ECW on a handshake deal, so he can literally leave whenever he wants and sign. He hasn't signed for WCW yet, but that's interesting, isn't it? How Raven's managed to do that. So his skills, he's very good. He is very good. I wonder what his popularity like in America. It's a lot less than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be up like in the 50s, maybe 160. I mean, he's got a 64 in the tri-state area. I guess that's where ECW is based. So that kind of actually makes sense to me. I love how realistic this game is. So that's really good. Manager of the Year is, oh God, we'll move on. It's Sunny. Although back in 1997, she was my Manager of the Year, if you know what I mean. But now she has really let herself go and actually... looks like, well, she's been put in prison, isn't she? Announcer of the Year is Jim Ross. 45 years of age, Jim Ross. He's still going somehow. Color Commentator of the Year, Jerry? No, it's Dusty Rhodes, of course, of WCW. Referee of the Year is Charles Robinson. And there we go. So that's Scott Holwin. So what I do want to look at now is we got the Power 500 here. Who is ranked #1 in the world? It's Sid again. Wow. So obviously, well, Shawn Michaels was the #1 last year, but Sid has come back. And look at this, it's complete domination. All the way down to Benoit, because Davey Boy Smith is still at WWF, as is obviously Stone Cold. He's getting better and better now, so he's got a highest rating there of 98. Foley, Owen Hart, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Sid Vicious. So it's complete domination from WWF. Vince McMahon has really turned things around. I think he could be really proud of that. Company Wars then, it will surprise me. Nope, there we go. So it is the biggest one. It's the large. WCW's big, got New Japan at big as well. AJPW, who of course have the likes of Misawa and etc. at this point, also is very, very good. Okay, what I want to see then. Most popular wrestler is still Hulk Hogan. So that's a little bit different. Randy Savage is up there, as is Ric Flair. So even though... I mean, only Shawn and Bret are in there for WWF in the top 10. Even though they're in the top 10, there's only 2 of them. WCW cannot capitalize. And I guess that's maybe because this game is incredibly realistic. If we take a look at Hulk Hogan, his skill set's probably not as good to put on the matches that everybody else would be able to do. Will it allow me to click on that? It won't. Yeah, there we go. So I can actually click and see his skills. Wrestling-wise, he's not going to be as good as some of the other guys. Basics 85, Psychology 82. You take a look at Bret Hart, it's going to be a lot higher than that. Or Shawn Michaels even, it's going to be a lot higher than that. But in regards to like popularity-wise, that's where they get that from. Basics 100, Psychology 95. This game lives up to its reputation, unlike 2K, whereas a wrestler is good in the ring. That shows it. If a wrestler's a good character like Hogan, it shows that as well. And I like that. So the battles then, we've of course got WCW versus WWF, and it looks like WCW is actually winning the Battle of the USA still, which does surprise me. They got a 90 this year round, so impressive. What I do want to see though, WWF. Jerry Lawler left. So that's what I was going to take a look at, to be fair. I want to see who is leaving, etc. and stuff like that. We need to kind of see all of that. So that's what I'm going to have a look at next. So I can do that through the news page. So we've got the whole year of 1997. We can take a look at results in a second. But what I want to see is worker signings. Let's take a look at worker signings for WWF. Who have they been picking up? There are a few free transfers or free signings that you can pick up. So starting off week #1, they recalled Mark Henry from Developmental. That makes sense. King Kong Bundy, they hired them. Then they hired the Road Warriors, both Hawk and Animal. Ultimo Dragon. That's mental. They hired Ultimo Dragon, of course. Quite a mainstay in WCW wrestling. They hired him for WWF. That's quite impressive. Tatanka came back. John Tenta, of course, Earthquake. Tonga Kid, Charles Wright, Ultimo Dragon joined again, so I guess he left, came back. One Man Gang, Jannetty, Bam Bam, Jim Neidhart, Brad Armstrong, Meng. Wow, didn't expect that. I wonder if he come back as... Did he come back as anything like under a different name, or is it they're going to stick with name? Written as Haku, yeah, they brought him back as Haku. So that's quite interesting. Jesse the Body Ventura come back. I wonder if that is because Jerry Lawler left. So he's come back as an exclusive, on an exclusive deal as well as a commentator, color commentator. So that's impressive. I love it when things like that happen. Of course, Mr. Perfect has come back as well. Interesting. Right, let's take a look then at the WCW side of things. Oh, actually, no, we'll go back, and we'll take a look on WWF news and see who left. Because that's also just as important, really. Workers signings, we've got workers leaving. Let's see on that regard. We know Jerry Lawler left. Todd Pettingill left as well. Mil Mascaras even, sorry. Mil Mascara, where did I get that from? Mil Mascaras has left as well, and Cybernetico. Okay, now, while I'm here, I'll just look at it. I want to see what Wrestlemania was like. First off, let's take a look. So it's results. We'll go by results. We can see Survivor Series at one point. There it is. There's Survivor Series. So we can view results here. We know that Bret the Hitman Hart faced his brother Owen in a 100 segment rated match. That's impressive. That is very, very impressive. So Bret the Hitman Hart defeated him. He put in a 98 performance. Owen Hart put in a 97. Very good stuff there. On the same card, Shawn Michaels defeated Psycho Sid, but only by DQ. Okay. Interesting. What about WrestleMania, though? That's something that I want to see. WrestleMania 13, we'll take a look at that. We'll probably breeze over these in future dates. Psycho Sid defeated Bret Hart to retain the WWF World Heavyweight title. Interesting. Okay, I like it. Next year, what I want to make sure I'm checking is The Rock. Because right now, he's probably not doing too much. Don't know why I clicked. I need to find The Rock. So if I went onto roster... And let's see. Rock, he's probably not doing a lot. Rocky Maivia, he still works as a babyface. Yeah. He is nowhere near how good we know he can potentially get. But he is still working as a babyface. He's never had the heel turn because this was obviously before that. The AI might not know how to do that. News-wise then, let's take a look at Starrcade because it's just happened in December. 92 rated match there. Scott Hall defeated Benoit, Roddy Piper, and Psycho Sid. That's quite interesting to me. But what I do want to see instead is let's take a look at results. Let's take a look at workers signings and see if they've... Oh, wow. So they didn't have... Bill Goldberg was in developmental before that. They hired Bruno Sammartino, Ultimate Warrior as well. Shark Boy. No way they signed Shark Boy. Amazing. What did they sign Bruno as? Bruno Sammartino. So he's still there. He's a color commentator. I don't know whether he ever did that back in the day. Like my 90s. My thing on Bruno Sammartino is not the best because it's way before my time. But whether he's any good at it, color commentator, 75. It's not amazing, but they do have Dusty Rhodes, so maybe they're using him for a backup, possibly. I don't really know. But yes, that's quite interesting. One thing to check then is wrestlers leaving, or workers leaving. So Gene Okerlund's left. Oh, no. Sister Sherry as well. Brad Armstrong left, and Meng, and then left and went to WWF. Randy Savage has left. Ultimo Dragon as well. Randy Savage has left. Is he unemployed? Randy Savage, 45 years of age, is unemployed. That's unbelievable. I need to make sure I check that. Okay. That's all I want to see for now. Let's move on then, and I'll skip forward, and we'll go one more year. Okay, we're in 1999 now, so let's see what happened in the year 1998. We can see Chris Benoit actually won Wrestler of the Year for 1998, having topped the famous Power 500 rankings. Interesting. First time the Canadian wrestler's ever been given that honour. So we take a look at the Power 500 then. Scott Hall second, Taker third, Steven Regal is 4th. Shawn Michaels all the way down to 5th. Owen Hart, 6th. Steve Austin starting to climb now. He's up to 7. Eddie's there in 8. Paul White in 9. And Dean Malenko in 10. That's quite amazing, really. That is quite amazing. Hulk Hogan's all the way down in 17th. We got the likes of Japanese legendary wrestlers. Kenta Kobashi, Mizawa's in the top 20 as well. Sid's gone all the way down to 20th, which... that's a big drop-off, Sid. That is a big drop-off. Right, okay. That's cool. So let's take a look then at other stuff. So Company of the Year is WWF again. It's impressive. It's impressive that they've done that. It's only the second time they've got that, though. Team of the Year. Hello, I didn't expect this. Dr. Death and Hayes. Hiroshi Hayes. Oh, so I think he's at AJPW at this point. Dr. Death, Steve Williams. WCW won the Match of the Year at 4 Brawl 1998. Scott Hall and Benoit. Scott Hall defeated Benoit, so that's obviously led to both of them being number 1 and 2 in the Power 500. The show of the year, that was Wrestlemania. Let's go. I want to see this. Can we click on Wrestlemania and see from that? We can. Right, okay. We'll take a look at Wrestlemania anyway, because it is going to be... oh, Alex Wright's won it again. I love it. I do like it. I like a bit of Alex Wright. Veteran wrestler is Hulk Hogan. Female wrestler is the same one, Ozaki, as what we had last year. Most improved company is WWF. Independent wrestler, Ozaki again, 30 years of age. Manager of the year, Paul Heyman. Let's go. That's cool. So as part of ECW, I'd imagine, unless he's moved elsewhere, we can see. If we type on, yeah, he's still at ECW. He's still there. Flabby middleweight is a perfect description. Announcer of the year is Jim Ross yet again. That's the second time he's done that in a row. Color commentator, Kurt Hennig. So is he still Mr. Perfect? I know he was at WWF before. He is. So he's currently doing some commentary work for the WWF. That's interesting. We've got the referee of the year. And then obviously WCW started signing some graduates like Tori Wilson, Kid Romeo, Elix Skipper. Yeah, okay. People that you obviously have seen them sign before. Okay, let's take a look at most popular then, because that's different. It's still Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels in second, Bret Hart third, Kevin Nash and Ric Flair leading up the top 5 battles. Wow, that's close. So WCW still winning the regional battles, with WWF getting 88, so it's still close. Still very close, but WWF obviously winning the everything else, because if we take a look at company wars, WWF still top. Oh, we've got some changes. We have got some changes. CMLL, the Mexican company, has rose to 3rd, knocking New Japan down to 5th, because they were 3rd, and AJPW stays in 4th place. That is very interesting. I must admit that's a big leap for CMLL. That is quite impressive. Okay, now I want to have a look at... oh, actually, we need to go back to that part. So if we go back to that, we can take a look at WWF. I want to see who they've been releasing, etc. So again, we'll go to news. I know. Bob Backlund's left. Henry got... Mankind! Mankind is left. Mick Foley. Please tell me he's not unemployed. Please. He's Cactus Jack again. I'm so pleased with that. I really didn't want him to just disappear. I was thinking maybe he's gone Japan, because he is quite popular in Japan still. We can see that. So Mexico, he's popular still. British Isles, he's really popular. Japan, he's got a little bit of following in Japan, not a lot, but yeah, that's quite surprising. Okay, we'll take a look at workers joining. So new workers. There we go. Search that. Or is that 1998? I need to change that, don't I? No, it's 1998. Yeah, because we're at 1999. New workers. It's not new workers. It's something different. It's workers signings. There we go. Okay. Buff Bagwell. I don't recognise the other two. Buff Bagwell. Okay, that's fair enough. Nelson Knight. Actually, I do recognise that name. Why do I recognise that name? Is that Viscera? It is Viscera. Okay. How did I know that? I just remember him being called Nelson, I think. Let me know down in the comments if you knew that. Okay. So that's WWF's new signage. We'll take a look at Wrestlemania while we're here, because that's obviously something that we mentioned already. So that is on results a little bit. There we go. Okay, cool. let's go right down, and then we can see WrestleMania 14 is there, so we can take a look at the results. This was the show of the year. It's a show rating of 95. There's 52,000 people in attendance, and TEW doesn't lie about that attendance. The Undertaker defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin for the World Heavyweight title. That's quite impressive. Shawn Michaels also defeated Psycho Sid in a 98 rated as well. That's good. Barry Windham's still there. Ultimo Dragon defeated Blackjack Windham in a strap match for the Intercontinental belt. Amazing. Goldust defeated Pillman. Owen Hart and British Bulldog defeated Team Tidal Wave. Okay, there's some interesting stuff there. That's quite cool. Let's take a look then at the WCW brand and see what they had going on in the year of 1998. This is obviously when WWF actually turned the corner and started defeating WCW instead, when the likes of Stone Cold Steve Austin burst onto the scene. So, Hollywood Hogan's got Horde. It doesn't look like they've got anybody new there. Lord Steven Regal still quite good. Hogan is their figurehead. We'll take a look at the news. So Starrcade, we might as well look at that right now. This is obviously their type of WrestleMania. Only an 88 rated. Lord Steven Regal defeated Chris Benoit in a submission match. Steven Regal's the World Heavyweight Champion. Let's go. I'm so happy with that. That's amazing for our country of England. I love Regal, so that's really exciting to me. Some people might be like, what are you going on about? Worker sign-ins. Obviously, we know Foley's one of them. Lash LaRoe, Alan Funk, Mike Sanders, Ted Lebowski. They've hired Foley twice there, so he obviously came in on like a little deal. And Chuck Palumbo as well. Okay, what about then? Let's find workers leaving. Colonel Robert Parker, Bobby Walker. Who's Bobby Walker? Do I know who Bobby Walker is? I recognise him, but maybe I need to know what his actual wrestling name is to understand, because he's quite a good wrestler. I can see by his attributes. So Stevie Ray has left WCW. Has he gone anywhere, Stevie Ray? No, he's unemployed. 40 years of age now. Booker T's brother, in case anybody didn't know. That's quite interesting. Roadblock has left as well. Scott Armstrong, Buff Bagwell's now at WWE. Masahiro Chono. Did Masahiro Chono go to Japan? He has. He's come in hired by New Japan Pro Wrestling there. 34 years of age. So that's quite cool for him. Greg the Hammer Valentine has left. Oh no, he is employed. NWA. NWA Southwest, I think that is, as a company. So NWA was in a bit of a torrent time right now. Teddy Long has left. At that time, I think he's a referee, maybe? Yeah, he's a referee. So he's now left and he's unemployed. Bunkhouse Buck, don't know who that is. And Joey Mags. Don't know who Joey Mags is. I recognise him, I just don't know the name. But that's the thing. This is the best thing about this game. You chuck yourself into one of these situations and you can get lost in everything like that. Like feuds, it will tell you what's going on right now. Sting, Kevin Nash, Luger, and Malenko is quite cool. So that's all interesting stuff right there. Okay. I think we're going to go another couple of years and we'll go to 2000. We'll do another 2 full years of this because I'm enjoying it. So let's take a look at another year. Okay, we're back. It's the first week of January in 2000. Y2K is upon us. The wrestler of the year is Shawn Michaels. That's amazing. Gotta be happy with that. WWF, of course. In real life, we never had Shawn Michaels at this point. He had some troubles with his back injury and everything and took 4 years off maybe, but hey, he found God to become a better person, so all power to him. Company of the Year is WCW in 1999. Very much opposite of what actually happened in real life. Eric Bischoff, it might not be Eric Bischoff, it could be Eric Bischoff doing bits. Team of the Year, oh, I love this. The Steiner Brothers. Yes, I absolutely love that. Put some fine performances out throughout 1999 for WCW, I'd imagine. Match of the year is still at WWF. It's Armageddon, where Shawn Michaels defeated Goldust. Could Goldust be in with a shout of some kind of championship reign? That obviously had never happened. That's interesting. Then we've got the show of the year. Wow, it's an AJPW one. Champion Carnival Final 1999. Fair enough. Alex Wright for the 3rd year running. Young Wrestler of the Year, you got to applaud it. Jake the Snake is a Veteran Wrestler of the Year. That's good because Jake was going through some troubles as well around that time. Ozaki just keeps dominating the female wrestler. AAA is the Most Improved. Okay, the Mexican company there. They've obviously had a bit of a resurgence recently as well, haven't they, AAA? Independent Wrestler again is Ozaki. Manager of the Ric Flair. No way is he retired. No way. We'll have to check that. Jim Ross, Announcer of the Year, 3rd year in a row. Color commentator again is Kurt Hennig. Referee is Charles Robinson again. Cactus Jack Championship win. Mama Foley's baby boy. He's done it again. I wonder if it was spoiled by WWF. That's probably why Jim Ross got Announcer of the Year, because he announced it, that it actually happened. Okay, well, I want to check Manager of the Year, so I want to check Ric Flair. So is he stopped wrestling now? He's a retired wrestler at the age of 50. Wow. Now he works as a colour commentator and a manager. That is quite interesting, isn't it? That is quite interesting. Okay, so does match history tell us? Yeah, so he had retired in 1998, but it doesn't say like who he's manager of. It might do. I'm just very new to the newer game, and I haven't played the old one for a while. So if I do not know where it is, please forgive me, but also let me know where it is. I mean, it does say manager there, but obviously I can't see who he is the manager of, because that would have been quite interesting, to be fair. So just checking, Jim Ross is at WWF. He is still at WWF. Okay, and what else are we going to check there? So the Steiner brothers. So Rick Steiner, still WCW. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. WCW then, now that they are Company of the Year, I wonder if they're winning the Company Wars. They have! What? WWF has dropped down to a medium. They've dropped down to a medium size. That shocks me. New Japan's jumped up to number 4 as well. So AJPW's dropped down. CMLL still is 3rd there. ECW's climbing. They're up to 8th as well, which is fantastic to see. Oh my God. This is like the opposite of the Monday Night Wars. It's unbelievable. The Power 500 then. Shawn Michaels is top. Foley is 2nd. Of course, now he is the WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Benoit there, he's had a great year, looks like it again. Although he did drop down from 1 to 3, as you can see there. 2 to 4 is Scott Hall. Di Malenko is up 5 positions from number 10. Rigo is down from 4 to 6. Eddie Guerrero was placed 7th from 8th, so he's gone up 1. Bret Hart has gone up from 12 to 8th. Lex Luger has gone up from 13th to 9th. So that's quite interesting. Bret Hart, he's still at WWF, so the screw job never happened. He was never forced out of the company, and obviously he's probably got that 20-year contract, whatever it was. So yeah, I mean, all is good in the world if you're Bret Hart. I think Owen's still alive. I mean, it's horrible to mention that, but he's still alive. So Bret Hart's life is very much different in TEW. Okay, so Hall of Fame, don't have to worry about that. Annual awards, that's basically what we have seen already. It's quite funny to see how many times Ric Flair's been on that of Wrestler of the Year, 9 times. Unbelievable. From 1982 to 1992, he won it 9 times out of 11. The most popular is still Hulk Hogan. Shawn Michaels, I don't think this changes much, unless obviously he was to stop wrestling in that area. And battles. Oh, that's Japan. Oh my God, I was going to say. So, do we not have the... Oh my God, do we not have the American one anymore? Because WWF aren't big anymore. So they don't have that. I don't know. I don't know how that works. But what we will do, we'll go to WCW and take a look at the news and just see who is left. Okay. So this was last year's, wasn't it? So yeah, Worker leaving 1998. Let's go to 1999 and search. Okay, Michael Wall Street. That's quite interesting. Juventud Guerrera. Kevin Sullivan's left. Did Juventud Guerrera get signed up by anybody else? Oh, he's at WWF. That's amazing. I love that. He was a class luchador. So it's good to see that WWF have actually managed to get hold of him. He's at Century. It's a company I've never heard of. And The Gambler. I don't know who The Gambler is. No, I've never heard of him before or even recognised him, I don't think. Okay, that's fine. Let's then have a look at player or workers. I don't know why I say players. Workers signed then. Workers signings. There we go. Oh my God, they've signed so many people. Stacy Keibler is one of them. Tori Wilson. So this is just 1999. Wow. Right. Okay. Let's concentrate. So we got Dustin Rhodes as signed. Hold on. That was Goldust, right? So he's no longer... When did he leave? So he defeats Thrasher. That was WWF. Then they must have just signed him because he defeated in a ranked 100, left the company in December, and has then been signed. Am I reading that right? That must be how that's happened. Yeah, week 1. So he lost probably the title and then moved to WCW. Incredible. Stacy Keibler, Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, signed for WCW now. David Flair's been recalled. There's a lot of recalls here, which is, I believe it's when Bill Goldberg's been recalled. So from developmental with their relationship with AAA. So, oh my God, Goldberg's not even like good. Look at his popularity. If you think this is 2000, how popular Goldberg was in real life, now look at his popularity around the world. Hardly anything. And it's probably because his skills are still terrible. It's not amazing, but like psychology and basics aren't as high as probably anything else. Anybody else. That's interesting. I like that. Shark Boy, David Flair again. Jake Roberts joins. Elite Skipper. Okay, that's quite interesting. Let's move over to WWF then, because that's obviously the interesting thing there. Now that they've dropped down to a medium, I wonder whether they're on the very much down. They have got a lot of money. It must be said they've got a lot of money, but whether it's a case of, here we go. So is this 2000? 1999, sorry, yeah. Don Harris, can't say I know that. They've hired Rikishi, which is cool. Brian Lee, Mike Rotonda, Hercules is back. Tully Blanchard's back. That's where they signed Juventud. And Bobby Knight and Villano V. Who's Villano V again? I think I recognise the name again. Maybe I don't. I just recognise him. I think I've seen him on Wrestling Bios videos, probably. Shout out to Wrestling Bios, absolute legend. Okay. Workers leaving. This is one that I think is quite interesting. Mr. Perfect, gone. No, Owen Hart's gone. Owen Hart is gone. The Goon, he's also gone. Aldo Montoya, Haku's left now. Robert Gibson, Pat Patterson's left. Finkel, the Fink's gone. Jake Roberts, the Sultan. That was Rikishi, now he's back. And Paul Bearer as well. Owen Hart. Owen Hart is at New Japan Pro Wrestling. I love that. I absolutely love things like that. So what's his popularity? Because he's got 90s. He's got 90s in the US and Canada. So in Japan, it's starting to grow now, which is great. Now that he's signed for the New Japan. I wonder what his match has been like. I know we're going slightly off topic, but who is he having matches with? So the tag lead, he's tagging up with the Gamblers. I don't know who that is. Ken Shamrock and Owen Hart. Oh, amazing. He is a tag team with Ken Shamrock. That's so cool. That's so cool. He was tagging up with his brother too. And they got a 99 rated on Raw against Shawn Michaels and Mr. Perfect in July. And now neither Mr. Perfect or Owen Hart is there. The storylines. It's amazing. Right, okay. WWF bought WCW in 2001. So I think we do one more year of this. I think we do one more year and just see the difference at the very beginning of 2001, where it was pretty much the end for WCW. I hope you're enjoying this, by the way. If you do, smash a like. Any ideas for any other real-world mods that you want to see me simulate, please let me know. Okay, off we pop. Okay, the final time then. Let's take a look. Chris Benoit has won Wrestler of the Year again. Pretty impressive for the year 2000. The company is WCW, so obviously in real life, WCW would have gone down the toilet by now, and WWF was about to purchase them very soon, because I think he actually went through with it in April. So there we go. Company of the year, WCW again. Team of the year is the Steiner Brothers yet again. That's fantastic. Match of the year was a WWF bout. Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam. Nice. The show of the year was an AJPW Carnival Final again, which is quite cool. Champion Carnival Final. Young Wrestler of the Year. It's no longer Alex Wright, but he might be a little bit too old now. It's Mr. Aguirre. So what company are you from? AAA. Okay, so he's 23 years of age. Let's take a look at his skills and just compare him to somebody else that we'll look at some point. Yeah, he's not bad. Okay psychology, good basics. But nothing too outstanding. Veteran Wrestler of the Year, Riki Choshu. Or Choshu. That's quite interesting. 49 years of age. It's a different lady as well. Hokuto. Nice. Most improved is CZW. They won't even get into their prime just yet either. And Independent Wrestler of the Year is Rob Van Dam. Now that's quite an interesting one too. Manager of the Year is Rick Rude. Okay. Announcer of the Year, Jim Ross, yet again. Color co-commentator is Kurt Hennig. Referee of the Year, Dave Hebner. Okay, so let's look into the company wars. We have WWF is back up to a large. They're no longer a medium, but they are still in second place. WCW is big. AAA's come up quite a lot, to be fair. They've rose up the ranks. I think they were a little bit lower, and ECW's even dropped down to 9th. So TNA has started. NWA TNA has started. I love that that's actually a thing. Jeff Jarrett is the owner. Does it say? Yeah, December 2000. Wow. That's class that it's hard-coded into the game that would actually happen. Hey, if you want me to do more, leave a comment. Because this is pretty... I love things like this. I really do. I absolutely love things like this. Just simulating and just seeing what happens, what the game makes happen. I find this fascinating. So that's quite interesting, I think. Let's take a look then at the other things that we always look at. Power 500. Chris Benoit's top of that now with Foley and Steven Regal as second. So that's 3 WCW guys there. Eddie Guerrero, that's 4. Owen Hart is in New Japan still. Lowest rating was the G1 Climax, day number 1. Oh, I'd have been devastated. I love the G1 Climax. Okay, let's take a look at the most popular. Still Hogan. It is still Hogan. Kevin Nash is in 3rd place, which does surprise me. And battles. It's still AJPW versus New Japan because, of course, we do not have the... I don't know why that's... you cannot find a WWF battle now. So that's obviously quite interesting. Right, so WCW then. Let's take a look at the news and see who has been leaving. I can see Glacier's just left there. So this is the last time, isn't it? So that's 1999. Let's go to 2000 and see who has left during 2000. So we've got the Renegade. Arn Anderson has finally left. What's he been doing now? Is he just retired? He's employed by WWE. Nice. So is he still a wrestler? He's still wrestling in the WWE. That's quite nice. I like that. Bring back the Brainbusters, maybe. Jake Roberts has left. Rocco Rock. Humorous. Nice. Jim Duggan. Jerry Flick. Quite a lot. Roddy Piper as well. Ted DiBiase. Steve McMongo's gone. Malenko. Now, I find that the most interesting because he was in the Power 500 at one point. Now he is at WWF. So similar because, of course, the Radicals, which Dean Malenko was a part of... Here he is. He moved to the WWF. That's fascinating. I find that absolutely fascinating. Okay, let's have a look at workers joining then and see if anybody surprises us here. The Road Warrior Hawk, Vader. Okay. Brian Pillman, Sean O'Hare, and Dustin Rhodes. So Dustin Rhodes was right at the end of last year, wasn't he? Because, of course, we've seen when he had that title match. Now he's back there. So Vader's now joined. Is he still wrestling? Or is he doing something? He is definitely still wrestling. So that's quite interesting. He's 43 now. Okay, so we know that that's going to be one departure from the WWF, as well as Brian Pillman, by the looks of it, who has been at the WWF for a while. So it does seem like WCW are starting to snap up quite a lot of WWF guys. We still got Vince McMahon as the owner, still got Vince Russo as a booker. That's something I never checked, was the booker. So we got Ted Turner, it's still Bischoff as the booker. Still Bischoff. And I don't think WWF had no figurehead now. So it used to be Shawn Michaels, but it's no longer anymore. Stone Cold's now a major star as well. So that's cool. Vince Russo has extended his deal. Some would say that's a bad thing. But, hey, that's... Dean Malenko was hired. There we go. Arn Anderson, Ron Harris, Eric Watts, and Dean Malenko. Only 4 people was hired during 2000, sorry. That's those 4 there. Left, though. Brutus Beefcake, Vader, Matt Hardy, Mark Henry, Linda McMahon has left. So's Billy Gunn, Jeff Hardy. Oh, okay. What's Linda doing now? Currently unemployed. Poor Linda. That goes for real life too. Poor Linda. Okay, Mark Henry. What are you doing now? He's unemployed as well. I'm guessing he's not that good. That's probably why nowhere near. Psychology's really, really low, and he hasn't really gained a lot of popularity, so it's probably just time to leave. But Matt and Jeff do surprise me, because I'd imagine that they would have been quite decent, and they are, well, at least Matt anyway, is unemployed too. So if we take a look at his skills, he's a lot better. Like, the basics and everything is decent. His safety's quite high. And Jeff Hardy's probably the same. I'm very shocked with Billy Gunn. Jeff Hardy's on a handshake deal with MPPW. I'm guessing he's better then. Yeah, Jeff's a lot better. That's interesting. Billy Gunn then. What are you doing now, Billy Gunn? I want to see what Billy Gunn is up to since he has left. So he's at NWA. Okay. As Mr. Ass, Mr. Ass, Mr. Ass. So he's at 3 different companies there, all as Mr. Ass now, instead of what he was to begin with, which was obviously part of the Smoking Guns. Right, okay. I do want to have a look at WrestleMania. WrestleMania for me is very important, and WrestleMania 2000 was quite a good one, to be fair. It's results. Of course it is. Of course it is results. Let's scroll down, and we can probably see it up here. WrestleMania 16. Okay, let's take a look. Bret Hart defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin in a cage match for the title. Only an 85. Their ratings are going down. Undertaker beat Road Warrior Hawk. Okay. Shawn Michaels defeated Akeem. Blackjack Wyndham defeated Vader. A lot of these aren't around anymore. Bart Gunn's still there. Yokozuna defeated Fatu. Right, well, there we go. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this, like, weird new experience of TEW. But I am going to hopefully start one where I actually do the booking myself. And maybe we'll start a new company. Maybe we'll carry on from one of these. I'm all ears. I want to know your opinions and what your thoughts are. There's loads of Real Mods database out there. So if you have played this and you know that there's a really good database, again, I'm all ears. There's Ruthless Aggression, 2010, the lot. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, let me know down in the comment section what you want to see more from. Leave a like if you can. And subscribe, of course. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.